Hello everybody, I am Marlisha, also known as Marlisha Muses. I want to welcome you to my BookTube channel, Marlisha's Meanderings, and my daughter Talia from Talia Nerds Out is doing this one with me. We are doing the mid-year book freakout tag for 2025. Both of us were tagged by Kevin, and I think I was also tagged by Pat.
Book Chat with Pat.
Book Chat with Pat. I think it was her. It might have been somebody else, but I know I was tagged more than once for this one. So,
as far as I know, I was only tagged by Kevin.
I apologize to the person that I don't remember who it was. I do appreciate everybody who tags me for things. So, yeah. So let's get right to it. There are 16 tags.
Well, 15, 16 just tag people.
Getting to that. 16 tags, with the last one being to tag other people. Yes. Okay. All right. The first prompt is best book you've read so far. For me, by far, this will come as no surprise to anyone who's watched my videos
I forgot to grab the copy for you.
Is The Virginian, and I do still... No, I don't have a copy here.
No, because I was supposed to grab...
Okay. I did have a copy of The Virginian to show you. I don't want to show mine because I'll show it in a book haul, and Talia forgot to bring hers out.
Yeah.
So it is The Virginian by Owen
Wister,
I think his name is. I don't have the book with me.
I'm pretty sure it's Owen Wister.
And I didn't take it out, so Wister or Whiston, I forget what it is.
No, it's not Whiston. It's Wister.
So by him. And I will try to put it in the description box below the video, who he is. But his book, I was very, very impressed by that book. And my husband wants to read it because I talked about it so much.
Well, the funny thing is, you had the opportunity to read it a long time ago because I read it in school.
I don't remember that.
Yep, I absolutely read it in school. I read it around the same time I did Shane, I want to say.
It must have been one of those things where you had a choice of what to read. It wasn't like I had to teach it to you. It was something...
Oh, no, there was a certain point where I did a lot of reading where...
Well, you had to do book reports and stuff.
Yeah.
And that wouldn't be something that I would be hands-on involved with because those were things you did on your own. So I may not have been aware of that you chose The Virginian.
It may not have been, yeah.
But, okay, so what about you?
Okay, so this was a bit of a hard choice for me because the one I'm going to mention first, I started actually the previous month, but I did finish it in like late January. So I had two, both of them were actually book club. Well, one was a book club, one was a buddy read. So the first one is To Kill a Mockingbird.
Which is fiction.
Yes. I guess because the next one I'm going to say is... Yeah. So, and then I have My Dearest Friend, Letters of Abigail and John Adams. This was a buddy read I did with Book Zealots.
This is one I want to read.
Yes, you can borrow it at any point.
I have to read the other ones I borrowed from you already. I have a stack of books that I have to read, and then another stack of books I have to read that are from her. So I have... Look at all this. I mean, I'm going to have to, have special glasses to read this because it has pictures.
Yes.
I like pictures. Okay, I'm not going to do that. There you go.
So, yes, both of these books, and actually both of these were at the beginning of the year. I started off the year strong.
Okay, best sequel you've read so far.
Guys.
I haven't read a sequel this year that I can think of.
I was just trying to sit there and think.
I know what I read sequels of. If you kind of, sort of, maybe stretch it to be a sequel, is the one set by Christine Watkins.
That's really a stretch.
Well, I mean, it's the same author. That's as near as I can come to it. I haven't read my Tolkien stuff this year. I haven't read Narnia this year. I haven't read the Quadrail.
It really is. It's not applicable for you.
Yeah, it's really not applicable this year for me.
And I thought I was going to be not applicable, and then I was looking through my stuff, and this could go either way. I almost went with the second one for the same series with Crocodile on the Sandbank.
Oh, right. Yeah. I know what you're talking about. But are those sequels? Because I can
they're actually definite sequels.
Oh, they are, because I have actually done
No, those are definite sequels because she directly, you do best if they're in order.
Do you count the short stories for Tommy and Tuppence that are in that book?
No, because it's one book.
Yeah, it's one book, but they're considered different short stories. I can't hear your brains rattle.
No, I would not count that as sequels. Now, the Anna Catherine Green books are interesting because I actually ended up counting this because the events that happen, and this is where Poirot kind of runs in an iffy area because he'll refer back to, but you won't have necessarily needed to read the other one. Now, I feel with the, I wish I could remember the name of the other series. The main character's name is just like slipping my mind, but the one by the Egyptologist, she hers, again, order really helps for hers because there's different stages in life, and she definitely refers back to, and there is a slight referring back to. I probably should have gone with that one instead. But this is the second Anna Catherine Green, A Strange Disappearance, and you're dealing with a character that was dealt with in the first.
You got to be careful. Those aren't necessarily.
And that's why I'm saying I probably should have gone with the other one, which was the Kindle book for. Oh, actually, I have my phone available because I'm not.
Because this year I haven't done a lot of prequel, sequel. I mean, usually I'll read something like Terry Brooks or Timothy Zahn or Patrick Carr or somebody. They have sequels, actual sequels, even Star Wars.
Well, like I said, I definitely would count the other series as sequels because.
Well, I finished one of hers, but I haven't started the second one
I
yet.
did do the second one. I mean, technically, I did an Anne of Green Gables as well, but I wouldn't put that anywhere near a favorite.
the series that I'm reading is Jane Austen, but it's not.
It's that one doesn't even deal with the same characters. So, okay, these are it's by Elizabeth Peters, and they are the Amelia Peabody series. And like I said, that one's a definite series. And I read the second one, which is called, sorry, I'm scrolling trying to find it. Oh, there it is. Curse of the Pharaohs. So.
Yeah, I've only read the first one, so not the second one yet. I've listened to Lord Peter Wimsey, and I've had 2 or 3 of those that I've read this year.
But that falls into the same thing as this one here.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you count it for that one, you got.
Well, like I said, if I don't actually count this one, if I go for the Curse of the Pharaohs instead, which is different, because,
although he does reference, if you want to say that, he does reference.
This feels a bit different than either the Poirot or because there is a reference. It's iffy when you're dealing with some of the mysteries. I feel like the Elizabeth Peters you do best if you have read the one beforehand. I feel like you can read a Poirot actually I read Peter Wimsey out of order.
Yeah.
I didn't start with the first one. I'd prefer starting with the first one.
Yeah, I mean, you don't have to start. Just because you didn't start with it doesn't mean it's not a sequel.
Well, what I'm saying is that I didn't feel like I was losing anything by I prefer to start with the first one a lot of times as a detective. But, like, I feel like you actually are missing stuff if you were to not start with the first one for Elizabeth Peters. You read the first one, so you can kind of see what I'm talking about, where you'd be
sets up the characters.
Yeah, you'd miss a lot of context with that particular character if you didn't have that.
Especially with her companion.
Exactly. So, I'm going to actually say instead, it'll be Curse of the Pharaohs instead of Strange Disappearance.
All right, prompt number 3. New release you haven't read yet but want to. Okay, I've got 2 books coming in. I got them both immediately upon Pope Leo the 14th being elected to the papacy, and one of them has come in, something about smoke. I forget what the title was.
It's called, I'm looking off the side because that's where my notes are, When the White Smoke Clears.
And I ordered at the same time another book on the Holy Father that Father Mike Schmitz and a couple other well-known names have contributed to, and that one I'm still waiting for. I had to reaffirm my order once already.
That is the White Smoke Clears.
That's not the one I have. I have one, and then I have another
Okay,
one.
well, this is the one that you're waiting for to reaffirm.
All right, this is the one that I have to reaffirm. And the other one I do have, and it's about his early years. And and things like that. So I have those 2 books. I haven't read them yet. I'm looking forward to it. I don't follow new releases much. So when you hear new releases on this list, for me, a lot of times they're going to be new to me, not necessarily new. Because a lot of times I don't like what people write because of the situations and the language and things like that. So a lot of times for me, it'll be new to me. Occasionally they'll be new, like this book on the Holy Father.
I know that besides the ones that you mentioned, but I'm not sure if I'll get to it by the end of the year, I have the series, I have to, I have to look it up. Ladies Guide to
Etiquette?
Etiquette and Murder.
I know that you were talking about the ladies' guide that you got me for not etiquette, but yeah, it was
Well, that one is actually called.
Yeah, that one I should have brought that one. That's got a pretty cover to it.
It does have a pretty cover to it. Did I get that for you last year or this year?
I don't know. Did you get it from for Christmas this year? I don't
don't remember.
We buy each other books all the time.
Okay, so Diane Freeman, she's released 2 books this year. I'm not sure if I'll actually get to them this year. She's one of the few fiction people that I do follow who is actively writing. I mean, other than Timothy Zahn and all that, but I'm not really being good about keeping up with his because his stuff's very active. Whereas hers feels a little bit more like it's got more the feel of the traditional cozy, not the current day cozy, which...
Be nice. Be nice. People out there may like them.
Oh, a lot of people like them.
So just be nice. You are entitled to your opinion, but you're not entitled to say they're wrong.
Actually.
Be nice.
They're wrong.
I did bring her up better than that.
I mostly said that because...
I know you did, and they know you did. You're a brat. With a capital B.
But I can't help everyone else's bad taste.
Go ahead, what were you saying now?
But yeah, it makes me think of a little bit more the feel of some of the more traditional cozies. I'm not sure if it has something to do with the kind of class they're dealing with.
Class?
Yes, class as...
You mean class structure?
What I mean by class is actually like more upper. You're dealing with... You think about who Poirot deals with. Yes, he does sometimes deal with the plebs, but I mean...
Like finding the maid or whatever, and you actually put the dollar up or whatever. Not the dollar, he's not American, but the pound or whatever up on the wall to remind him that interesting cases can come from other places.
Yes. It's, I guess not really even the class kind of thing. It's the era, and even though that's set in a later era, this is set...
There's a definite structure.
Yeah. It feels
hierarchy.
More like the cozies of old, and I can't quite put my finger on what makes it different. Maybe it's partially structure as well. I don't know if that's what it makes me think of. Anyway, so her series, I have most of her ones.
You want to repeat her name again?
Yes, Diane Freeman, and these are the Countess of Harley mysteries.
Oh yeah, I wanted to read those.
She has cute covers too.
Cool. Okay, most anticipated release for the second half of the year.
And that was what I actually was accidentally answering because White Smoke Clears is the first one for me. Although I might have to flip them because White Smoke Clears isn't out yet.
The one that I'm saying is not actually a new book. It's a newer book. It was out in 2024. And I'll show it to you in more depth when I do my book haul. But Faith, from Faith and Books, right? Faith and Books.
I think that's the actual name of the channel.
Her next quarter read along, or not next quarter, last quarter read along, the one just before Christmas, is going to be on Isaiah. And so I got this by Father Mitch Pacwa. It's a commentary on the book of Isaiah, an in-depth look at the Gospel of the Old Testament. And it's really, really neat because
it's very nicely set up.
If you look at this, it has, I can't really show you, but it has like the verse, and then it has the commentary right below it. I've had a lot of commentaries where you have a bunch of verses, and you have the commentary below it, or you have to go to the back or whatever.
This is more set up like a book that I have, a commentary that the Venerable Bede did. And he has it set up very similar to that, where he had the verse and then the commentary, which is a very nice setup. I want to say it was his commentary either on the Acts of the Apostles or something like that.
And the interesting thing about this is that it's actually set up in lessons, but you can read, like if Faith decides, okay, we're going to divide this book of Isaiah over the 3-month period into this many sections, then I can just do the sections. Ty has this book as well.
Mine just hasn't come in yet.
I want to do this for my Advent reading, but I'll start it when the along starts in October, so I can take my time because I think it'll be really, really a neat way to prepare for Christmas. And I'm really looking forward to this. But as I said, this is not strictly speaking, a brand new book. It's brand new to me, and it was put out in 2024, so it's about a year old. Not quite a year old. So
I need a drink of tea.
Yeah, me too.
And I kind of already answered that. So.
Okay, let's see here. Biggest disappointment.
I wonder if yours is going to be the same. Oh, no, you had that other one.
I have two. Okay. The first one, and with caveat for the second one, the first one remains Elizabeth's German Garden.
I thought that was going to be what you were going to say.
That one was very much of a disappointment. To be fair, it's not what I'm used to reading, but I did try to be open-minded about it. I just didn't like the characters, and I thought it dragged on forever. And so she was just unlikable to me. Okay, and I know that other people in our group did like her. Or not like her, but we're willing to give her the benefit of the doubt. I thought she was old enough to know better. So I know it was a time period and things like that. I just thought that she and her friends just weren't nice. The other one is the Maltese Falcon. And to be on, now this one has a caveat because it's not the story I didn't like. I loved the movie with Humphrey Bogart. Absolutely adored the movie. The book, because, and I have a video on this, so I won't belabor it. The language and things like that, I can't have God's name in vain. So that was my biggest disappointment. I was so looking forward to doing that, reading that book, and then reading Sam the Detective Cat, whatever it's called.
Sam the Cat Detective.
Sam the Cat Detective's Maltese Kitty, and comparing them. And I didn't get to do that because the Maltese Falcon messed up. So I was a little annoyed.
So I ended up changing the one I was going to say because I forgot about this one. This is David McCullough's The Path Between the Seas. This was a very... I almost DNF'd this.
Is that the one that...
That one's about the Panama Canal.
Yeah.
Again, it was one of those things where I couldn't stand Ferdinand de Lesseps.
Who?
He was the one who started the project in France. I had issues with him. Arrogant so-and-so. But it is toward the end that I finally got to the point where they introduced people that I could attach to. But until they started bringing in doctors towards the very end, I almost DNF'd it several times. I just did not want to read it. So yeah, that was probably, I think I only gave it a 3-star.
That's pretty low for you.
No, I've given things as low as 1. I can be pretty brutal.
Okay, number 6 is the biggest surprise. Now, it doesn't say if it's the biggest surprise bad or
good.
Biggest surprise good.
What did you go with?
Like
good or bad?
I'm going with good. I already mentioned the Virginian because that's not a genre I read in. And the other one is the Sam the Cat Detective series.
That's right, because you hadn't read it before, whereas I had read it as a kid.
If you watch my video on Private Eyes in July, I almost gush on this book. This book is a child's book, or young adult, depending on what your viewpoint is. I marked it up a little bit. I stopped marking after a while because the dialogue is so good, and I truly enjoyed this. And this one,
you actually picked up the rest of the series.
I did. I had the other 3 books. If I'd had more time and more,
it just means that's
something, I would have had the sequence, the series, answered with this. I love this series. And now, granted, I've only read 1, but if she sticks to the way she wrote here, I can see myself thoroughly enjoying this.
You can see why, because as a kid, I know I didn't get all the layers, but I had already been exposed to some of the noir because I recognized that it was a reference to Humphrey Bogart in the back of the book. But no, I remembered that this was something that had layers to it, even though I hadn't read it since I was a child.
And I stand by my recommendation for this. I love this. If you like noir, if you want it clean, Arian, I'm talking to you. If you want to try something like this out.
Well, and the fun thing about it is the way I've described it. I don't think I had the words at the time to describe the way I felt about it until I talked to Mom about it later. So my review isn't quite as coherent, I don't think. But it's like you're dropped into cat world. Because it's not like a ridiculousness where you have talking cats and things like that, where they're like talking with the humans that almost makes it cartoonish. No. It's almost like you are being let into cat world, which means that the humans can't hear the humans just hear cat noises. And
you're a fly on the cat's wall.
Yeah.
Is what you are. Like a fly on the wall, you're listening to everything.
From the cat's point of view.
From the cat's point of view. So you're a cat's fly.
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe a flea.
Flea. Ooh. Ooh.
Well, that's why initially I was just saying that you're a cat.
Ooh.
Like maybe one of the alley cats or something. But regardless. That's the kind of, so they don't dumb it down. They expect the kids will get whatever level that they're at. I think it's well written. Now, don't expect, high fiction or anything.
No, this is purely guilty pleasure.
Yeah.
Okay, it's fun.
But I don't think it's a dumb guilty pleasure.
No, it's like going to the movies. It's fun. Okay? Now, I think we said this was the new favorite author.
No, that was Biggest Surprise.
Oh, Big Surprise. Okay.
And I haven't done mine yet.
Okay, what was yours?
So mine is nonfiction. This was one I didn't actually intend to read. I was just flipping through it, and then suddenly I found myself reading it. And I was like, well, I guess I'm reading this now. And that was A Magician Among the Spirits. I'm pretty sure I read that this year. Now
I think so. I seem to remember you talking about that this year.
Now I can't remember. Well, I'm going to say this year because I can't remember.
It's a soft.
Yeah. Because my stuff is blending together.
The bunny.
Yeah, I did bunny notes because Magician. But yeah, no, this was a surprise to me. I really enjoyed this. Yeah.
Okay. Favorite new author, debut, or new to
and I probably should emphasize, this is Harry Houdini talking about exposing mediums.
Seances,
yes.
Okay. Favorite new author, this is number 7. Debut or new to you. Okay. Owen
Weister.
Weister, that's it. Owen Weister from the Virginian, and Linda Stewart from the Cat Detective, Sam the Cat Detective series.
Now for me, and I did double check for this one, this is a new to me author, both for this year, and I've got number 1 and 2 here. Anna Catherine Green's Leavenworth Case. I have that on my wish list. She's considered the mother of the detective novel, American, just like Edgar Allan Poe as being the father of detective fiction. So we have father and mother over here in America.
We have children? Who are the children?
I guess that's where you get the people, where you start getting the different branches. You'll get the, the Ellery Queens, and you have SS Van Dyne, Dashiell Hammett. So all the different American ones. I'm pretty sure Rick Stout is American.
I think so.
But anyway, I'm not as up on my American mystery writers. It's just I tend to prefer the British ones. But anyway, yes. So I read this at the beginning of the year. This was recommended in The Clocks, Agatha Christie's Poirot. He was mentioning all these mysteries that he read, so I started taking notes.
Oh, I didn't know. I have to go back and read that.
Yeah, because one of the things he's doing is he's bored because he's retired.
Well, I remember him going through the
and he was
Hercules,
going through books.
But I remember what was it, the Labors of Hercules when he did that. But
but Labors of Hercules was something else. So this was...
Well, he was doing only cases that were meeting the criteria.
Yeah, but he was still actively working at that point. At this point, he was kind of semi-retired, and he was entertaining himself by going through different detective novels.
See, I haven't read that yet.
And You ever read The Clock Suit?
I thought I had, but I don't remember reading that part of it.
Well, I mean, Poirot was he really wasn't a part of it for that much.
Because all I remember the clocks is having the clocks all...
Yeah. Chrissy could have left Poirot out of the clocks, and really nothing would have changed of any importance.
Right.
Colin Lamb could have handled that whole story himself. But anyway, that's where... I think Poirot's mentioned the Leavenworth case in a couple of his. But this is the second one, The Strange Disappearance.
Oh, okay.
So, Anna Catherine Green was a new one to me.
Okay, number 8. Newest fictional crush. I don't have one.
You see, this was... Because, again, I initially was like, oh, well, I don't really have one. Oh, I don't think I remember to grab the book. I don't think I did. Yeah. So, what I would have grabbed if I was going to grab any of them was... Imagine Here I Have Baron and Luthien. There, that's Baron and Luthien there. If any you can claim Baron. I mean, I guess you could... Unless you like the dog Huan, who only was allowed to speak 3 times. You're given the idea that it was like a special gift that he was given at that period of time. Like, he doesn't normally speak. I was just going to try to find the cover so at least I could show that. Oh, I know. You have to do that on Goodreads so you can make it bigger. So, there, Baron and Luthien, and there's the cover. I do have the actual physical book. I just forgot to bring it with me. But if I was to say any of them, it would have been that one.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Newest favorite character, the Virginian.
Mm.
That's his name. That's the Virginian. He's enigmatic. He's definitely a man's man, and he is the strong, silent type, but who will show his emotions, but not over much.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of embarrassed by that, hiding the poetry book he's reading for this lady. I like him. Yeah, I do.
You see, that comes off in stark contrast to Shane, who's actually discussing quite openly the fashions and stuff to the mother of the young boy. Like, no embarrassment whatsoever.
Well, that's a young boy. Okay?
No, but he was talking to the mother.
No, but that's also...
The father was there, too.
It's a family unit.
Yeah.
The Virginia's talking about riding out on the range, making sure the book is hidden because...
Oh, I see what you're saying. It's been so long since I've read The Virginian.
I love The Virginian. That book, if I had to have a crush on somebody, it would probably be him. He's pretty good. He's got his faults, definitely.
Well, I mean, and that's what
makes him good.
You need to have that in a good character.
He's not a Mary Sue. He's definitely a human being, and I really like him.
I've heard that sometimes the male versions, some people play around the idea of them being called Gary Stews.
Makes no sense.
Yeah. I guess to try to make it masculine versus feminine.
Just use the Mary Sue.
Okay, so I'm going to count this as a new favorite character because even though I had read the book before, I didn't really get it the first time.
Talk about father?
No, I'm actually going to say Scout.
Oh, Scout. I always like Scout.
There's a lot of development that, even though the movie does a good job, there's a lot going on in the book that the movie doesn't really touch on. The movie does a very good job, but the book I highly, highly, highly recommend. So yeah, I put Scout for that.
Okay. Let's see. Book that made you cry. Saddest book you ever read. Honestly, I don't usually cry with books. Mm-hmm. And I haven't read one this year that's done that. I have cried at books like The Hunger Games.
Well, spoiler alert.
Well, it is a spoiler alert. Sorry, guys. They asked. Okay?
Because good job.
Thank you. Anyway, I refuse to be rebuked. I mean, The Hunger Games has been out for 10 years, 15 years. I apologize to anyone I spoiled. I put somebody spoiler alert. But that's not a big part of the show anyway.
The show?
The movie.
Book?
Yes, that too. I cried in a couple places in that movie. In deference to not
movie
spoiling...
or the book?
Both. Mm-hmm. In deference to not giving away anything else, especially closer to the end, there are places where I cried, or felt like crying.
And also, I think that's supposed to be this year.
I don't have anything this year. I said that.
Yeah.
I said I don't have anything this year, because I haven't read anything that way. I just haven't read anything that did that.
If I did have something that made me cry this year, I can't remember it.
Surprising, since you're so emotional
Well,
sometimes.
the point that I did it in To Kill a Mockingbird, I think I did it last year.
Yeah, but that's close enough.
So I think that was more on that section. But
I mean, I think there are several points in various books where a person can say that they, had issues like that, like in Little Women and things like that, where there's just things. But I haven't read Little Women in a long time, so Hunger Games was closer.
But yeah, so I think that I know I did for To Kill a Mockingbird. I just think it might have been last year instead of this year. And none of the nonfiction books hit me that way this time around. I know Rush did last year, because I cried when he died.
Yeah, I don't.
And that's not a spoiler because he's a historical figure. Yeah. He had to die at some point.
But,
unless he's a vampire, he died.
Or a zombie.
Yeah, although vampires technically are undead, so
zombies. Anyway, I don't usually cry for books. It depends.
I didn't used to. I mean, there were some books that, like Hunger Games, but other than that, it wasn't until I got sick and that messed with my emotional control a bit that I started being more inclined towards crying at books.
And I don't always cry when I'm sad. Sometimes I'll cry because something was so good. And this is sad, but sometimes I'll cry about something that's really good and I'll just hit something. Okay, book that made you happy. This is prompt 11. Book that made you happy. This time around, Sam the Cat Detective, I guess.
Well, The Virginian made you happy too.
Yeah. Pretty much, those are the only two I can think of right now. I have to keep a better. I probably should have looked at what I've actually read between January and now, but I didn't, and so I'm not quite sure what I've read. But those two, yes. I mean, you can tell by my reviews that they made me happy.
I mean, I reread a couple Poirot's. Those always make me happy. I reread Clocks, and I reread Sad Cypress, which sounds depressing, but
I reread Cards on the Table, and that makes me happy.
I mean, you can tell I was made incredibly happy by To Kill a Mockingbird. And I mean, honestly, if it's down as the best book that I read, it probably made me happy.
Sure.
What makes me happy for a book isn't. I feel like that's a very vague-ish question because I feel like that can cross over with best book.
Because are you talking about it makes you feel happy in terms of it gives you an emotion like a happiness, or do you like reading it? I'm not sure what that means.
Now, you see, you could argue that best book could be best quality book. Was this the best paper, the best binding, best whatever, or is this the best writing? Now,
or the best storyline.
Yeah. I mean, To Kill a Mockingbird would have still landed there because it's very well written.
And so would Virginia.
Yeah. But that is another way that you could take that first prompt. But yeah, all
right, so that was what makes you happy?
Yes.
Okay, number 12, favorite book to film adaptation you saw this year. I haven't seen an adaptation that's new. I love, as I've said.
Well, it doesn't say it was new, just if you saw it this year.
Okay, I know, but this year. I said I didn't see it this year.
Oh, okay.
But in the past, I've seen Maltese Falcon, which I thought was fabulous. I thought not To Kill a Mockingbird. I haven't read it yet, so I can't say. But the Hunger Games I thought was pretty well. I mean, there were definitely things that were different, but I enjoyed the adaptation, the movie adaptation. And I know that many people will say that Lord of the Rings was not accurate. And I think given the scope of the books, he did a reasonable job, and I truly enjoyed Lord of the Rings. Not so much The
I
Hobbit.
I don't think I think it would have been hard to do better without making it incredibly
Long.
I do still think that there's some character choices that were bad, but all things considered, it was. Okay, there we go.
Okay, we got interrupted by an alarm. I turned off my ringer and everything and forgot that my 3 o'clock alarm was going to interrupt us. Okay, so yeah, she'll do her magic and I'll get this up.
Yeah, it won't be today, most likely, because I had to sleep at some point.
Well, I have to send it to you though because I need to get it off my phone.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, I was 12. Did you have a adaptation?
I haven't seen any adaptations, so.
Okay. What did you feel about To Kill a Mockingbird?
Oh, I mentioned already.
The adaptation.
I did. I mentioned already that I thought it was a good adaptation.
I have to reread to see how close Lilies of the Field.
Even as a kid, I had issues with it because they combined characters.
That's true. That's very true.
Because I remember as a kid being furious that they combined characters.
They did combine. I remember them combining characters.
Because I don't remember. Yes. I don't know if you read it or not.
Yes, but no, I remember now.
Because I threw a little hissy, not hissy, but I was. That's the first time I remember. That's the first time I remember being upset about an adaptation. I was a kid, but I was mad because they combined 2 characters.
Yeah,
and it's still a good movie. It's
an excellent movie.
They're good characters. They're good points in that movie. It's just that they combined 2 characters.
Almost anything with Sidney Poitier in is good. Okay, so now...
And it's been a while since I've read the...
I have to read it. And then
I wanted to watch True Grit because I read True Grit. And I wanted to watch Shane because I read Shane. And the same thing for Red River. The closest I came to watching something is I watched the famous scene for John Wayne with the reins in his mouth. And
True Grit's really good. I like True Grit. Okay, but I haven't read the book yet. Okay, I didn't know it was a book till this year because I learned a lot when Kevin and the others did the Western.
You found out True Grit was a book before they did their Western things. I got it free for a
just barely
book credit, and I was like, "Oh, hey, this is actually a book." And that was when I decided I was going to be doing the Western, like actually taking part this year because I didn't take part in previous years.
I intend to take part next year. I probably won't read the Virginian again because it's long, but I have several short stories and stuff.
You might read Shane.
Shane, yeah. I might get a couple more. I thank Kevin once again for getting me started down that road because it's a genre I would not probably have considered, even though I like watching it, reading it. Okay. Number 13. Favorite review you've written this year, BookTube version. Favorite video you have done so far this year. Okay, both the ones I did for Private Eye in July because I'm starting, not that I do any kind of real in-depth, I do what I like. I do what I feel. And I think I felt more comfortable with those 2 reviews than reviews I've done in the past, whether they were small ones or just kind of cursory or whatever. I'm not shy about saying what I feel about the Maltese Falcon, and I'm not afraid to get excited about how I felt with Sam the Cat Detective. I kind of slid over a little bit. My Agatha Christie cards on the table kind of got a little bit short shrift because I was so excited about.
Well, sometimes also if it's a reread, it doesn't. Sometimes I'm not as inclined to give it a full-on review.
Right. So those are the ones it's 2 different reviews for 3 books. And I know it says which one is your favorite, but I'd be hard pressed because one I had to give a negative review and be honest and a little brutal about it, and I liked the story, and the other one was more of a very effusive, positive review on 2 books. I had originally wanted to compare, but I couldn't compare books, so I just went ahead and did my thing.
I had a lot of my channel is about book reviews. I think more about half my content are actually book review videos. So to kind of boil it down, I did something newer this year where I actually didn't intend to, but I ended up doing a dual review between Henry IV and The Eagle and the Heart, and doing a compare contrast. So I did because I read them one after another, and I wasn't intending to do a dual review because I was still reading Eagle in the Heart at the time. I was almost done. But yeah, I think I was happy with how that one turned out. And I guess I'll just go with that one because honestly, I'm not quite. I do so many book reviews.
Right. And I do so few at this point that it's kind of hard to it's like, yeah, his wife could eat no lean and fat, whatever.
Well, it's also one of those things like, because I forget, like, it's not like I watch them afterwards, after I edit and post them again, you know.
Okay, the last one, the 14th, no, I'm sorry, the second to the last one. The most beautiful book you bought so far this year or received. That, I couldn't bring all the books down here. I have some really beautiful books that Ty's given me that I bought for myself. A lot of them are my book haul stack, so you're not going to see those. So I'm just going to show you two that I've shown you before. The first one is Little Women. Ty got me this for Christmas.
And I have that one too.
Little Women and Other Novels by Louise May Alcott. Isn't that a beautiful cover? And it's got the beautiful end paper. I think that's what that's called. And I believe this has pictures in it.
I don't actually think that one does.
Maybe it doesn't.
Because that wasn't a goal of ours when we picked that up.
No, it's a gilded. It's got gilded pages. It's got some interesting formatting in here in certain places, which is really nice. Like poetry type format and stuff like that, letter format. But it's really nice. It's got really nice letter size. I don't know if that comes across.
And that's Little Women, Little Men, and Joe's Boys.
So is that the whole? Yeah. Okay. And then another novel. So okay, and then the other one is The Lord of the Rings, which I just love. This. And I love the cover. It's got the little. I think yours doesn't have a hole, right?
No, that's not the case. The Silmarillion doesn't, and the Hobbit doesn't. Only the Lord of the Rings, and I have Lord of the Rings too, and mine does have the hole because that's the way they released that.
No, I meant that the Lord of the Rings, your Hobbit and stuff like that didn't have it.
The Hobbit doesn't, and the Silmarillion doesn't. But I have this as well.
Yeah, no, I didn't. That wasn't what I was questioning. And this, along with the beauty of the book, you have this beautiful map.
Do you both two maps next? Because usually, so I'm not sure if this book comes with two maps or
yes.
Yeah, okay, that's what I thought.
I didn't realize there's a second one here.
Yeah, usually, I know the Silmarillion came with two maps. I can't remember if the Hobbit does.
Gondor. Oh, Mordor, Rohan.
So that just gives you a little bit of a closer view towards the end of the book.
Picture of J.R.R. Tolkien with his famous pipe. And this one does have pictures in it.
You can just silence it.
I don't even know what that is. I don't have anybody in Emporia, Washington. Oh, that might be Aunt Lucia. But she won't call me on my cell. She'll leave a message. But this has beautiful pictures. It's divided into books. Let's see here. Here we go, a picture. I mean, this is not my favorite picture, but you get an idea. Some of them are full.
Well, and it's all Tolkien's artwork in this particular.
Are you sure?
Yep.
Okay.
It's Tolkien's artwork in this particular collection: The Lord of the Rings, Hobbit, Silmarillion. Right. They all used his artwork.
I think it's the Children of Hurin that have a different one.
Yeah, because the Children of Hurin has Alan
Ames or something.
Maybe the one with the different guys, because I know the people. I've seen the artwork for Children because I have Children of Hurin.
But that's just a couple of the books. I have a lot of beautiful.
Yeah, and I had with me. I had a few books as well, but I had with me the Lord of the Rings. So you saw hers. I also have here the Hobbit.
And you can see what I was saying, that hers doesn't have on the front. It doesn't have a hole.
The only one that has it is the Lord of the Rings. The Silmarillion doesn't have that either. But the reason I was confused, because I wanted to make it understood that it wasn't just your version of the Lord.
That's what I was saying. Okay, see this. I like this.
Well, it's one of those books that it would still look perfectly lovely without the dust jacket.
That one would too, but this one's really very. Does this one not come with maps?
It does.
Oh yeah, it does. Okay. Ooh, now this is what I'm talking about. Isn't that gorgeous? I think he missed some of his calling as a painter.
And apparently he was quite proud of his artwork.
He just didn't do a lot of it.
He actually apparently did a decent amount. I mean, they talk about that in the book a little bit.
Yeah, not as much as he wanted to.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he had to do that thing called work to support his family. So, but yeah, it's a really lovely copy of The Hobbit. But so many lovely books this time around.
All right. What books do you need to read by the end of the year? This is the last one before we tag others. And
too many.
I don't need to read anything except for my Isaiah book. The rest of them I want to read. And there's a list of them that I could go on and on. I mean, I've got books for the what's the one? The indie authors that Kevin is doing. I've got at least one, maybe more for that. I've got books that are on tap for my Catholic studies. I've got books on tap that I'm waiting to come out, like Patrick Carr. I'm waiting for one of his to come out. I got all of his series. It's really hard to get his books, and now he's redoing the very first book in the series because it was like a little short thing, and they made him rush for the next one. So I'm waiting for that to come out. As soon as that comes out, if it comes out this year, everything's getting dropped so I can read that. And I remember I told you it was slow getting started.
Yeah.
That's why, probably. So I'm looking forward to that. And then any number of books I just want to reread. It could be Quadrail. It could be Hunger Games. It could be anything.
I am going to mention a couple that they're not even just like soft I need to read or I want to read. I'm involved in a buddy read for 1812. So I really would feel like I need to read that by the end of the year. Actually, we want to finish it in September. And then the books I need to keep up with for the David McCullough read along. So Truman, I need to finish by the end of this month. We'll see how that goes. John Adams, I start next month. I think actually John Adams might be the last one this year for the David McCullough. Although they might have on the Dark Street Shineth, the Christmas stories one. Let's see. Yeah, John Adams is the last one with an optional Course of Human Events, which I think I might have. That's just a lecture. So, John Adams is technically September, October, but I have the rest of the year to do that. So if I really run over for Truman, I can run into John Adams a bit. But those are the only, like 1812, John Adams and Truman are, because they are set, and then Isaiah.
If I have to be very technical about it, I have my Inklings book to finish for Big Book Summer by September, and I have the stuff for the indie author by the end of August.
I don't feel any particular pressure for those two. If I finish, I finish. For David McCullough, because it's a schedule, like I've been trying to keep to schedule, and though so far I've been pretty successful because we have a reading plan with it started last year and it ends in some point in 2026. So it's a reading agenda.
Well, I still have this as a thing because it is a set time.
Oh, yeah.
I know I don't have to finish it if I don't want to.
Well, I guess I'm more explaining why I don't see, whereas maybe in a different year I might have seen both Big Book Summer and like the other one, like, is being like, okay, I'm priority, but now until I finish the David McCullough read along, that one really is like one of the ones I really am trying to take precedence, and the fact that I'm involved in a buddy read.
Well, yeah, I mean, this is not saying anything about it.
No. I just explaining why I saw it differently this year than I might have in a previous year for myself.
I have some Pope books I want to read by the end of the year too. I'm not going to say who I'm going to tag because I'm just going to put them in the description box below the video. And if you don't get tagged, I apologize. If I tag you twice, I apologize. For tagging you, from other people tagging you, I apologize. And if you want to do it and you're not tagged, there's nothing saying you can't do it. We'd love to have you do it. We'd love to be tagged in your video so that we can see how you answer the questions. And we are very glad that you joined us here in my my meandering, in our meandering. We meandered together today.
Yes.
Okay, so I really appreciate you guys joining us, and I look forward to seeing you next time we record, which actually will be in about 10 minutes for Talia's video.
Yes.
So, want to say God bless and have a wonderful day. Bye.
Bye.